I found this beautiful piece of cedar at a local lumber yard, and after cutting it down because I wasn't going to use the whole thing, I'm going to make an entryway bench. I am going to first start off by pouring some epoxy and filling these big cracks in it. I'm doing a bunch of really thin pours to make sure that everything cures and all of these holes and cracks get filled in. So after doing so many pours and all of that curing, I went and I pulled some different wood stains that I had to see if I could match something that could be put onto the base for this bench, because I'm not using cedar for the bench. So I cut all the pieces of wood, drilled some pocket holes in places that I needed them. Then I preconditioned and stained the wood. And then once that was all dry, it was time to assemble. So I did decide that because this piece of cedar is so narrow, I could actually put it through my planer and take off all of the excess epoxy instead of having to sand it. Well, the problem is when I did that, I found a bunch of extra holes that I needed to fill. And I also discovered that one of the layers of epoxy did not cure all the way. So I ended up making a giant mess, re-pour a bunch of places with epoxy and fill in that hole on the side. Once that was done, I then decided to sand instead of plain because I was not adding more cracks to this. Then it was time for those top coats of epoxy to really bring out that color. It is so gorgeous. I love it. I always do 2 coats of epoxy when I'm doing the top coats because I just get a nice, more even finish that way. I let that fully cure over a weekend, and then the next week I then attached the top of the bench to the base. Here is how the whole thing turned out. It is gorgeous. I absolutely love it.